Welcome into the video. I'm your tech guy Wayne, and today I'm bringing you my full new user guide on the Moto Edge 2024. This is a comprehensive video. I basically have taken all the videos I've shot on this phone and I just put it in one long video so you guys can watch kind of beginning to end to really help get you up to speed on all you can do with this phone. So make sure you watch all the way to the end so you don't miss any important information. Also, I want you to keep an eye on the left side of the screen here. I will be dropping links to some cool products that go with this phone, like great chargers, great charging stands, different things like that. So if you see any pop-ups over there, those are just some products that I recommend that go great with this phone, okay? So without further ado, we're going to jump into the video. I'll start with a walkthrough of the buttons just so you can understand the exterior buttons, and then we jump into the main screen. So let's start with the right side of the phone. You're going to have a volume up, volume down button, and the power sleep button. And when we press that power button, it's going to wake up the phone. If we press it again, it will put the phone to sleep. Now the phone is still on, it's just in a sleep mode, which is using a little bit less battery because we're not actively using the phone. As soon as we press the button again, the phone will wake up. On the left side of the phone, you have a Motorola button, and what this button does is it will launch the Motorola features. It takes you right to the Motorola app, and it gives you some quick tips on how to customize the phone, how to enable different gestures that are very handy, which we'll cover there in the video, and a bunch of other really cool tips. So you can also program this button to launch specific apps for you as well. At the bottom of the phone, you will find your SIM card tray, and you will find your charging port. Now this is a Type-C charging type or USB-C. So if you ever need to replace the charger, you need to look for a USB-C charging type, all right? Here is where you'll find the SIM card for the phone, which has your service. And then also if you want to expand the storage and use a micro SD card, you also would use that in this slot right here. Now that we've gone over the exterior buttons, let's go over how to get into the phone. So we're gonna press that power sleep button here to wake up the phone. And then we just take our finger, put it on the screen and just drag up, and that takes you right into the phone. I'm gonna show you one more time. We're going to wake up the phone, take our finger, just put it on the screen and just drag your finger up the screen, and that will unlock the phone. This is the main screen you'll see every time you unlock your phone. Now to navigate your phone, you're going to be using these three buttons at the bottom here. You have a home button in the middle, you have a back button to the left, and then you have a button to the right called the recent apps button. Now I want to go over what each of these buttons do and why they're important, but first I want to show you how to keep the screen on longer. If you notice, the screen keeps going dim and I have to keep touching the screen to keep it on longer or keep it bright. So if you want to change that, swipe down from the top of the screen, swipe down again and tap on this settings wheel in the bottom right corner. And from here you're going to go to display, and then we'll swipe up and go to screen timeout. We want to change this from 30 seconds to either 2 minutes or 5 minutes. That way the screen will stay on longer without you having to touch the screen. You can also turn on this feature called attentive display, and this prevents the screen from going off if it sees that you're looking at the screen. So if you're like reading an article or you're reading a book, the screen will continue to stay on as long as it detects that you're looking at the screen. So we can turn that on as well. Now we don't have to worry about the screen going dim so fast. Now, let's go over this home button to start. Now this button simply takes you back to this screen, to the home screen. So if I were to go into one of these little icons, which are applications or apps for short. So this one, for example, is Google Chrome. This is the internet. If I go into the internet and I want to go back to my main screen or the home screen, I'm going to tap on the home button. Okay, and that's all this button does. It takes you back to this screen. If I swipe over, because there are different pages on the home screen, if I swipe over to a different page, I want to go back to that main home screen page, hit the home button. Okay, to the left here you have the back button. This takes you back one screen. A good example of this is we were just in the settings, right? So I'm going to go back to the settings. Remember, we went to display and then we went to the screen timeout. Now, if I want to stay in the settings but go back one page, all I have to do is tap on this back button here and it takes you back one step. If I press it again, guess what? It takes you back another step. That's all this button does. It just takes you back one step. Now, right now I'm on the main screen of the settings app. If I were to press this again, it's going to take me out of that app and back to the home screen. So home button, back button, takes you back one step. To the right here, we have what's called the recent apps button. And all this does is it shows you the recent apps that you've had open. We just used the settings app, and so therefore it's right here. Now, one thing to point out, if you're ever using one of these applications, when you hit the home button, it doesn't close out that application. It's still running in the background of the phone, which over time can cause your phone to run a bit slower. So when you finish using an app, you want to hit that recent apps button, and then you want to swipe up. And by swiping up, that actually will close the app so it's no longer running in the background. Okay? And same thing, I can close out Google Chrome and all these other things that were running in the background of the phone. Okay? Now, one other thing I want to point out is when you hear me say the word application or apps, I want to just help you guys understand what that is. So computers have programs and phones have applications. And instead of saying applications, we say apps for short. So whenever I refer to these little icons, I'm referring to the apps. These are the apps, the programs of the phone that you use to do different things. Okay? So now that we've gone over our 3 navigation buttons, we're going to transition into talking about what is called the notification panel. And to get there, you simply swipe down from the top of the screen. Now, in this section, you'll find 2 things. You'll find switches. These are shortcuts to the most frequently used settings on the phone. For example, your Wi-Fi, your mobile data, your Bluetooth, your mobile wallet for payments, and other things. And below here, you'll find different notifications from my apps. Okay, so I got a message that my Metro by T-Mobile app was installed. Okay, so I can see that here. I can swipe to the right to close that out so it's done. I have a pop-up here from the Moto app, and it's telling me, oh, there's a cool feature called attentive display you can turn on. If I want more information, I can just tap on this and it will take me into the settings so I can read more about it. So whenever you go to the notification panel, you ever see these little pop-ups, you can swipe it away to get rid of it, or you can tap on it to get more information. Here, Taylor Swift makes historic, and notice I can't read anymore, but if I tap on this little arrow to the right, I can read more now. Taylor Swift makes historic announcement at Final Eras Tour Show. So now that I've read the whole title of this article, if I want to actually go to the article, I'm going to tap on it and it's going to take me into the article so I can read the whole thing. Or I can say, oh, okay, good to know. I don't want to read it. And I can swipe it away. You can also tap not interested if you don't want to get more alerts about Taylor Swift. That's another option as well. And we'll just swipe this away. So that's a rundown of what you'll find in this section. Now, I want to point out something. When you swipe down one time, you'll see these 4 switches at the top of the screen. But if you swipe down a second time, it's going to give you a lot more options to play with. So one is you have a brightness bar at the top of the screen, which will allow you to lower the brightness or raise the brightness. Now, one important thing to note, this phone has the auto brightness turned on by default. So the screen brightness is going to fluctuate depending on how bright the room is that your phone is in. If your phone is in a dark room, the screen is going to turn up really bright. If the phone is in a very well-lit room, it's going to actually lower the brightness. So it's always adjusting, but you can manually control it here with this brightness bar. You also have some more shortcut options here, and you can swipe left to access even more settings shortcuts. Okay, swipe left again. You have a few different pages of these different shortcuts that you can access, and they're all just, again, different shortcuts to settings that people tend to use a lot on the phone. All right. I encourage you to swipe through here and play around with this. You'll learn a lot about the different options you have in that setting. All right, so that concludes kind of the intro where we were just going over navigating the phone. And next I'm gonna go into apps. Where do I find all the apps on the phone, and how do I download new apps for the phone? Now, I just want to pause and say, if you've gotten value out of the video so far, you're learning, if it's helpful, please stop and bump that like button down below. It will help the channel and help push this video out to more people. All right, so where are your apps? Well, by swiping up on the home screen, just dragging your finger up the screen like this, it takes you to what is called your app drawer. This is where you'll find every single app that is currently installed on the phone. All right. Now, one thing to point out, you have what are called folders up here. This is a Google folder. So when I tap here, it actually is going to bring me to a folder full of more apps. Sometimes people don't know that's a folder and they're like, oh, how come I can't find the YouTube app? Well, YouTube app is in the Google folder. I have to tap on the folder and then I swipe left. There's the YouTube app. You can also search for the app by tapping on this search box and then typing in YouTube. And that's another way to search for an app that you know is on the phone, but you can't quite find it. And there's our YouTube app, okay? Now, how do I get more apps? You might say, I want to download a Sudoku game because I love to play Sudoku, or I want to download Uber because I need to get around. Well, you're going to go here to what's called the Play Store. Tap on that. And here, this is where you download apps. So there are millions of apps that are available in the store, and you simply need to tap on the search icon in the middle. And if you press it again, it'll pull up a keyboard that will let you start typing to search for a new app. Now you can always type the name, or you can use this close shortcut, which is tapping on the microphone and just saying the name of the app like this. Sudoku. There we go. Notice so Sudoku is now in the search. And here you'll see there are a lot of Sudoku games you can pick from. Now, some of the games are free and some of them are paid. So it's important to pay attention. Now, this one in particular is a paid one. And we know it's paid because here it says it's $2.69, whereas down here we don't see a price. So if I download Sudoku, the clean one, I'll have this blue button here. I can just tap to install it, and it's going to begin to download it and put it on the phone. Now, guess what? This is a good time to use our back button. That'll take me back one page. And if I were to tap on this Sudoku, this is the one where, notice the blue button it has a price. It says $2.69. The last blue button just said install, because install means the app is free. So just be mindful of this, because some of the apps are paid, and you want to make sure that you're trying to pay for an app versus to accidentally download an app you didn't mean to and pay for it. The Play Store will give you 10 minutes to refund the app if you were to purchase it by accident, but just try to pay attention so it doesn't happen. Let's use our back button. So we just downloaded a Sudoku game. How do we find it now? We're going to hit our home button and we're going to swipe up. And now we're at our app drawer, and now all the apps are in alphabetical order. So let's go to the S's, and here it is, Sudoku, and that's our new Sudoku game. So that is, in short, the process to download applications on the phone. You can download more apps. Your phone does not have unlimited storage. At some point it will run out, so you don't want to download too many things, but you do have a good amount of storage. You can also purchase a memory card that will allow you to add more storage. And I will link one on screen right here. And you guys can check out that memory card. That's a great deal that is compatible with the phone. Okay, next let's go into how to make calls. Now, first I'm going to show you how to make a call, then I'll show you how to answer the phone when a call comes through, okay? So to make a call, you're gonna tap on the phone icon in the bottom left corner. And here, I'm going to tap on the dialer, which is right here. This will bring up the keypad, and then I can type in a phone number to call. There we go. Area code, phone number, and hit the green phone button, and it will initiate the call. Now I can hit the speaker to put the phone on speaker. I can mute here. I can tap add a call here to add another number to the call and do a three-way. And I can tap the red button here to end the call when I'm done. So that is the process to make a call. Now you can always call that number back again if you want to call them again, but this time you won't have to type in the number. You can simply see right here in your call log that you had a call from that person. You can tap on the call button here, and this will initiate a new call to that person. Now for you to make the call, now when a call comes through, this is what it will look like and how you answer the phone. Okay, there's our call. I can tap the green button to answer or tap the red button to decline it. Let's tap the green button. Here's our call. It's got the same menu options as before. Depending on what carrier the person has, you can always switch to a video call, which is pretty cool. Now, right now, this is a Metro by T-Mobile phone calling another Metro by T-Mobile phone. So it gave us the video call icon. We were able to switch it to a video call. See that? When you're all done, simply hit that red button and end the call. All right. Now, I want to show you one more time what it looks like when a call comes through, because when the phone is on, that's what it looks like when a call comes through. However, when your phone is asleep, it's going to look different, and the way you answer the phone is different. So pay attention to this as well. I'm going to initiate a new call. Here it is. Now notice I can't just press the button to answer. You actually have to take your finger and you have to drag up the screen, and that's how you answer it. So it's a little different. Now, if I want to decline a call that comes through when the phone is asleep, okay, if I want to decline the call, I'm going to drag down instead. So just like this, drag down, and that will decline the call. Say, hey, don't want to answer. Now, one other thing, I'm going to do this one more time. There's one more option. Now, if you want to decline the call, but you want to send a message, you can drag from the corner. See this? Put your finger on the button and drag out like this. I can decline the call and I can have it send a text message right after. Can't talk now, what's up? So it'll automatically decline the call and it will send the person a message saying, can't talk, what's up? So that's a brief rundown of just how to make calls and how to answer the phone when a call comes through. Now next, let's go over text messages. How do I send a text message and what does it look like when someone sends me a message? We're gonna go to the text messaging app here, Google Messages. And the first thing we'll do is we'll start a chat. That's how you start a brand new message. And you can type in a phone number or you can type in the name of a contact that you have saved in your phone, and then they'll come up like this. So typed in a phone number and my contact came up right here, and I can simply tap. And now I've started a message with my fake contact, Jim Jones. Now I can tap in the text box here and that'll pull up the keyboard, and then I can start typing my message. Hello. Now to the right, you have an emoji button. If I tap this, it'll bring up different emojis I can use. I just tapped on emoji, and now I can send a little face to go with it, like maybe a cool face. And when you're done, you're gonna tap on that little button to the right. It's a little arrow, and it will send off the message. Now, again, tap in the box. How are you? Now you can type with your hands, right, on the keyboard, or you can tap on this little microphone and you can say what you want to type like this. Just wanted to say I hope you have a great day. Tap the microphone when you're done so it'll stop adding words, and then you can tap on that little arrow to send off the message. Now, you can also attach a picture to this message by tapping on this little arrow on the left and then tapping on this little icon with it's a little square frame and a camera. And this will allow you to either pick a picture that's already in your phone, or you can take a picture right now to send to that person. So I can tap this to attach that picture to the message, or I can tap here and this will open the camera and it will allow me to actually take a picture to send to that person like this. Tapping on the white button to snap the picture. And now I have two pictures that are attached to this message here, and I'm going to tap the send button to go ahead and send it off. Now, if you want to send someone a GIF, you can access those by tapping on the GIF button right at the top here, and you'll see some recommendations, or you can tap in the search box and you can type, I don't know, funny, and then see what comes up. You know, someone laughing. Tap on that one, tap on that one, and then send it off. Another cool trick is you can send a voice message by holding down on this blue button with the waves, with the vocal waves on it. Hey, don't forget to call the school and find out when picture day is. You do have to hold down that button while you talk, and as soon as you're done, you let go of the button, and then it will save it as a voice memo. You can tap here to listen to it before you send it. And then if you change your mind and decide you don't want to send it, tap on this little X here to remove it. If not, tap on that send button to send it out. So that's the gist of how you send a message and all the different things you can send with that message. Okay, now let's talk about what it looks like when a text message comes through. So I'm going to use that back button to back out, and then I'm going to hit my home button to get out of the app, and I'm going to send myself a text message so you can see what it looks like. This is the pop-up. How are you? I could hit reply to respond to that message right away, or I can tap on the text messaging app and I can see my new message is in, and you know what? It has a 1 next to it, and that number is telling me that I have a new text message. Okay, and as more messages come through, then that number will go up. So that's how you decipher when you have a new message, and once you select it, then that message won't have a number next to it anymore. Same with this one. There we go. So that's just a brief rundown of text messaging, receiving, sending, and kind of what everything will look like. If you're getting value out of this video, don't forget to bump that like button down below. I truly appreciate that, and it doesn't cost you anything but that one action, and it does such a wonder in terms of YouTube promoting the video out to more people. All right, next, let's go over how to use the camera. How do I take pictures? Well, in the bottom right corner, you'll find the camera button, and we'll tap on that. Now, the first thing it's asking us is, does the camera have permission to use your location? The reason for this is it will begin to save your pictures by location, and so it's kind of cool to see pictures you've taken in different places. So you don't have to turn it on. You can always decline it. It's up to you. So you'll see here, we're on the photo setting and it says photo. And every time I want to take a picture, I'm just going to tap that white button there to snap. That's how you take pictures. If I want to take a video, I'm going to tap on video. Notice the button is now red, so I can tap that red button. And now my video has started, and I have a little countdown in the corner right here. And if I tap this button, I can snap pictures while I'm recording that video, which is pretty cool. And sorry, you might hear my kids playing in the background. They're a little loud. Now also, you'll see these numbers up here. This is for zoom. So if I want to zoom out, I can do that. If I want to zoom in closer, I can do that. You can also pinch the screen to zoom out, or pinch the other way to zoom in. All right. tap that red button, it will stop that video. Now, a few more things you want to pay attention to. So simply swiping over is how you switch between the settings as well. You can tap, or you can just swipe left and right to move between photos and videos. This button to the left will allow you to switch between the front and the rear camera. So right now it's looking at the front camera here. And if I switch, now it's looking out of the rear camera. So that's how you switch. And then also on the left side here, after you take a picture, this is how you look at that picture and see what it looks like, or video. Now let's say I want to send this picture to someone. I can hit this share button, and this will allow me to then send it as a text message. I can send it as an email. I can send it as, kind of whatever you want. Or now if I want to send this picture to someone, I would hit this button, the share button, and then I can go through and I can decide how I want to share it. I can send it on Facebook, as a text message, Instagram, or an email. You just tap that and then you tee it up to send. Now, if you want to look at all the pictures that you've just taken, not just that last picture, you're going to go to the Photos app, which is right here. And when you first open the Google Photos app, the first thing it'll ask is, do you want to automatically back up your photos and videos? Now, there's pros and cons to this. The pros are, every time you take a photo, it will back it up to the cloud. So if you ever lose your phone, your photos are saved in the cloud and you can access them anytime going to the website photos.google.com. That's the pro. The thing to keep in mind is that you have limited storage available. You only have 15 gigs of storage that's free. So once that 15 gigs fills up, then you'll have to begin to pay money every month to have more storage to hold all your pictures and videos in the cloud. So it's up to you how you want to do that. I'm going to turn it off for now. But it is a really cool feature. Just keep in mind that it's limited. Okay, so now we're in the Photos app. And right now I'm in the photo section. And so these are all the pictures that we just took right here. If I go to collections, it will break them out by folders. So these are pictures that are currently on the device. This is another album of pictures. And then this is all the pictures saved by location. So if I took pictures in Long Beach, I can tap on this map and see all the pictures I took in that city. If I were on a vacation, I could go to whatever that city, state, or country is, and I can see all the pictures from that state as well. If you've taken a screenshot, you can tap on the screenshot button and it will only show the screenshots that you've taken. So that's just a quick rundown. This is where all the pictures and videos are stored on the phone. All right. That's just a brief rundown of the camera and photos. Now next, let's talk about how to make the text size larger. If you want the words to be bigger, maybe it's hard for you to see it at the current size, you're going to go to the Settings app. We're going to swipe up and swipe up again and go to Settings. From here, go to Display. From here, you're going to go to Display Size and Text. And you have these two toggles here you can use to make the text larger. So watch this, just hit the plus and you'll see the text is going to get bigger. There you go. And notice everything is getting bigger as I'm doing that. Everything on the screen. And that's the biggest you can have it. So feel free to adjust that until you get to a size that you're comfortable with. I'm going to take it back to where it was. You can also increase the display size, which makes everything bigger. So it makes the actual icons larger. So you can kind of play around with these two different options here. If I go to the home screen, you'll notice all my words are bigger and a little bit easier to see as well. And swiping down, everything is slightly larger as well. So those are the two things you kind of want to adjust to make everything larger and get it to a size that is comfortable for you. You can also enable bold text and it will just make all the text bold, which also makes it easier to read everything on screen. All right. Next, let's talk about how to put a passcode on your phone, how to protect it so that if anyone were to pick up your phone, they would have to know the passcode in order to get into your phone. So to do this, we're going to swipe up, go to our settings app, use our back button to get out of the display. And we need to go up all the way to security and privacy. And we're going to tap set screen lock. And here you can set a pattern, a PIN code, which is just a series of digits, or a high security password, which is a combination of letters and numbers. I normally like to do a PIN, and I'm just going to make it 1, 2, 3, 4. Hit next, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Confirm it. And now, if my phone is locked or asleep, and I want to get into it, if I try to drag up the screen, it will now ask me to put in a PIN. If I don't have that PIN, I can't get into the phone. If I put in that 1, 2, 3, 4, now I can get back into the phone. Now, since I already have a PIN, now I can set up my fingerprint reader as well. So here, I went to device unlock. And now I want to set a fingerprint. I'm going to go fingerprint, put in that code, hit setup. Now our fingerprint is right in the center of the screen. So you'll need to put your finger right on this point, and we'll have to continue to raise it and lower it until it reads the thumb. Just like this. I'm just lifting and dropping it, lifting and dropping it. You'll usually need to do this about 10 to 12 times before it fully reads your thumb. One tip is try to hold the phone as naturally as you would hold it when you pick it up. And that's how you can make sure it reads your finger properly. And so you won't have to do this multiple times. So our fingerprint is added, which is great. If I lock the phone and unlock it, now I can just take my finger and put it on that fingerprint section, and it will automatically unlock the phone. You can also set up a face unlock, which is it will read your face. When you bring the phone up to your face, it will automatically unlock doing that. And that's super easy as well. Just tap on face unlock and hold the phone up to your face, and it will take a scan of your face so you can unlock your phone that way as well. All right, so that's a rundown of how to put a PIN code and also how to set up the fingerprint sensor. Now, we're going to end the video with how to set up your email. And some of you already have your email on the phone because you signed into your Gmail when you first set the phone up. However, for those of you that have not installed your email, or you have more email accounts and you want to install them all on the phone, here's what you need to do. Go to your Google folder, go to Gmail, tap got it. Now you'll tap on add another email address, and here you can select the option that closely corresponds with the type of email that you have. But let's say you don't have a Gmail or an Outlook, Hotmail, Live, Yahoo, or Office 360. What do? You can select the other option and put your email address and password in, and it will try to assist you with the manual process, but it can be a little tedious. So here is another option you have to try and unlock, to try and set up your email. You're going to hit the home button, go to the Play Store, tap on the search twice to bring up that keyboard. Next, tap on the number key in the bottom left corner and tap on the @ symbol, and then type in the back half of your email address. For example, if you have an sbcglobal.net, then type in sbcglobal.net, just like that. And then, make sure it's spelled properly. And then you're going to hit the search in the bottom right corner. This is going to recommend apps that are compatible with your email type. So SBC Global, I can use it with the Yahoo app, or all email login, or my AT&T. These are all options that will work. Same thing if you were to enter in AOL.com. AOL, and hit the search. And these are apps that are compatible with the AOL email type. So you simply download one of these apps, and then you can sign in using this app to get your emails. All right, let's go into the Gmail app. I just want to give a general rundown of how to check emails. So we're in the main email app right now. Here I have a list of emails that have come through. If I want to read an email, I can simply tap on it to get into it, and I can swipe up to see the whole message. Now guess what? You read the email. There's nothing you would like to respond. You can simply tap on the trash can to delete this email, and it's out of your inbox. Now, let's say you want to delete these 3 emails. You don't need to open each one to delete them. You can simply tap on the icon next to the email, the G, like this. And guess what? I've selected 3 emails, and now I can hit the trash can up top here to delete them. Just that easy. So that's how you bulk delete emails. Now, if you want to write an email, you're going to tap on the pencil in the bottom right corner. And now I have to empty out my inbox, so it's not letting me do all the things I want to do. But let me just give you a short rundown. Tap on the pencil. In the to box, you just tap in that box. You're going to type in your email address. Then you tap in the subject box. Type in the subject you want for the email. Then you tap where it says compose email. Type what you want to say in the email, and then you'll see a button that says send, or excuse me, you'll see this button at the top of the screen. Tapping that button will send off the email. Now, if you tap on this little paper clip to the left, you can use that to attach a picture or a file to the email before you send it. So that's a very quick and brief rundown of just how the email app works. Number 1, how to run 2 apps at one time. I'm going to put YouTube at the top, and I'm going to have Google Chrome down here so I can browse the web while I watch YouTube videos. We're going to tap on the YouTube app and open that first. And the app you want to be at the top of the screen, you always want to open that app first. So YouTube is open. I'm now going to hit the home button. Now I'm going to open Google Chrome, hit the home button again. Now I'm going to tap the recent apps button in the bottom right corner. I'm going to swipe over to YouTube and tap on the YouTube icon and tap split top. And now I'm going to swipe back over to Google Chrome and tap here. And now I have YouTube open at the top and I have Chrome open at the bottom. I can have Amazon open and be searching through Amazon while simultaneously watching a YouTube video. Let's play this video here. I can tap on the video and tap on this little square in the corner to make it full screen. And now come down here and I can browse through Amazon and I can enjoy some shopping. So pretty cool. Now you can also take the phone and rotate it in the landscape position and tilt up. And in the corner, you'll see a little icon here. If you tap on that, it'll rotate the screen. So you can now look at that video in the landscape position. And if you double tap on the white bar in the center, this will let you switch from left to right what you see. And when you're all done with full screen and you want to go back to just looking at one app, take your finger, put it on the white bar in the center and just drag it to the left, and that'll take you out of the full screen. If you found that helpful, make sure you bump that like button down below. And also keep an eye out of the bottom left corner of this video. You'll see some really cool products that go really well with this phone, and I'm going to flash them on the screen periodically through the video. All right. Number 2, tap on the button in the upper left corner. This is going to take you to the Motorola Experience, which is where you'll find cool ways to personalize your phone, cool gestures, and other hidden things that are built in the phone that you didn't even know about. Now, one specific one I want to show you is in Gestures. Tap on Gestures and tap on Sidebar. You want to turn on this feature. This is a super cool feature that Motorola took from Samsung phones. By turning this on, it's going to give you this cool little sidebar, which will allow you to have shortcuts to your favorite apps right on the home screen. Watch this. I'm going to hit the home button, and you'll see this little notch right here on the side of the screen. You just swipe over at the notch, and here you'll have a shortcut to basically your favorite apps or your recently used apps. Now, Here, these are the default ones that are set, but if you tap on the little settings wheel in the bottom right corner right here, you can pick different apps to show up in that menu. Maybe you say, I don't really want to have my calendar, and I don't want to have my clock. I would rather have Amazon Shopping, or I'd rather have Facebook. You can simply tap on those apps, and now those are the apps that are going to show up in that menu. You can swipe up to get to the new apps that we just added, just like that. Number 3, we're going to swipe down from the top of the screen, swipe down again and tap on our settings wheel at the bottom of the screen. And we're going to go up to battery, swipe up and tap on battery percentage. And by tapping this, it's going to show us the battery percentage in the upper right corner of the phone. So you'll always know exactly how much battery life you have and when it's time to charge. Number 4, launch your flashlight at any given time by doing this gesture. Grab your phone, turn it to the side, and you're going to do a chopping motion like this. This will automatically launch your flashlight. 2 chops turns it on, and 2 chops will turn it off, just like that. That's a cool feature that is enabled in the settings. You can always turn it off as well if for whatever reason it's not serving you by tapping on that Motorola Experience button. Go to Gestures, go to Fast Flashlight, and simply turn it off. That's how you toggle that setting. Number 5, if you find yourself in an app and there's something you need to get a picture of, you can simply tap on this button in the bottom right corner, which is your Recent Apps button, and tap on this button here to grab a quick screenshot. This will take a screenshot and give you some quick controls that you can then use to crop down that screenshot. Maybe you only need this section that says we'd love to hear your feedback. You can simply drag from the corners to crop it down. And you can also tap on a pencil here to even add some notes. Maybe you want to circle something specific. When you're done, you can hit the check to automatically have it saved into your gallery. You can hit the share button to send it out via text or email, or you can trash it by simply hitting on the trash can. When you're all done, hit that check to close us out. Number 6, if you're not a huge fan of the Google Photos app because it can be a little clunky and not the easiest to use, there is another app you can download that will give you a dedicated gallery without all the noise. If you go to the Play Store and simply do a search, type in gallery, and look for this app here. This is another gallery app that's also made by Google that's much cleaner. Simply tap install. There are no ads. It's a very clean interface. One of the big differences is it doesn't have the Google Photo backup built in, which some people like, some people don't. I personally like it because it's a super clean interface that's not constantly spamming you to sign up for Google's additional storage. If you open it up here, you can see you're going to give it access, hit continue, and this is it. It's super clean. It's a normal gallery experience, again, without all the extra noise of Google's backup service and wanting you to sign up for a subscription. So if you don't love Google Photos and you want something cleaner, download the gallery app. Now, if you swipe up, we can find the gallery app, we can hold down and then drag down to bring it to our home screen just like this. And if you want to get rid of that Google Photos app, we can simply hold down and then drag it up to the remove button. And now we just move it right out of the way. And now we have our gallery app in place. Number 7, if you want to launch your camera from any screen, you can do that by simply double tapping on the power button just like this. Tap it twice. It'll open up your camera and allow you to get right to taking pictures. This will also work if your phone is turned off, or excuse me, if it's asleep. For example, I'm on the lock screen here. If I double tap, it'll wake up the phone and take me right to the camera and allow me to not miss any important opportunities. Number 8, using that Moto Experience app, there's some really cool ways to personalize your phone. Now, if we swipe up here and tap on personalize, here are some of the cool things that you can do. The first thing is go to icon shape. You can play around with how your icons are going to show up on the home screen. I think the square look is my favorite, so I'm going to hit save there. Next, I'm going to change my font, pick something a bit funner. I'm going to go with this square font. There we go. Hit the back button. And then I'm going to go to colors and pick a theme for my phone. Let's pick this cool reddish color. And for the wallpaper, let's pick this blue. You can see how just toggling through how it's going to change what things will look like here. Actually, I'm going to go with this brown. And then icon theme, I'm going to turn this on as well, and it's going to give them a cool theme based on the colors that I've selected. I'm going to hit save. Now if I go to the home screen, you'll see all my icons are squared with a little bump in the corner, and the color of the icons are different. Now one more thing, hold down on the home screen here. You can also change the theme of your phone. There's some really cool built-in themes at the bottom here. Let's try this Seaway theme. Basically some that are just already curated for you. And that's different background, different color of the icons here. Swiping down, it also changes the color of your switches. So definitely play around with those different options there. Again, hold down the home screen and you can toggle through all these different pre-built-in themes that you see here. Actually curious to see this one. And gives the icons a cool little blue look, and the buttons blue at the top there. So play around with those different options to customize your phone and give it a unique look. Number 9, if you need some help blocking out the noise, go to your Moto folder and go to the Moto Unplugged app right here. This is a great setting that will allow you to turn off distractions, limit the notifications that come through your phone, and also limit the apps you have access to, and not worry about your phone constantly pinging you every time something new comes through. You can create a session. You can select what apps you want to have access to and what apps will be cut off. And you can also require a password to get out of the session. If I go to customize here, I can select the apps that are allowed. Maybe you go through here and you only select, like I wouldn't even select the camera. I would limit this really just to the phone and to messages. So for example, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, all those won't be allowed in the session. Just my phone and my text messages, which are right here. You could add some other ones like maybe a Kindle app or even the web browser. We're gonna save that. You can change the wallpaper. You can also set how you want notifications to be handled. You can say, hey, I don't want any calls, or you can say I want select calls to come through or only contacts. Same thing with messages, same thing with alarms as well, or calendar appointments. And you can also require it to have a password to get out of the session as well. This is also great when you're gonna pass your phone to maybe one of your kids. You can maybe select just a couple of games that they would have access to, and then you could cut off the rest. That way they can't touch anything that really is not for young eyes. That's another way to use this. Now watch this. I'm gonna hit start, and I'm gonna hit do not disturb. I do need to give it access first time to do this. Hit our back button and back button again. Then you'll need to hit notifications and hit allow, hit continue, and start the session. Now you want to select the time frame, which you can have a time frame, or you can simply just say no time limit. Just wait for that password, hit start, and now we're officially in our session. And we only have access to messages and phone calls. I can't swipe up to get to my app drawer. I'm strictly limited to what is on the screen. So this is great. Again, multiple reasons. It could be just you trying to block out the noise to get work done, or maybe take a nap. Or it could be, hey, I'm gonna put all my kids' favorite games and video apps on the screen and block out everything else so they can't go through your phone. They'll just be limited to what you have on screen. When you're all done, you're gonna hit the end button, say yes, and then it will ask you to either put in your PIN, password, or I can use my fingerprint to exit this setting. This is super cool. I love this, and it's a much cleaner way to handle blocking out those distractions. All right, number 10, our final tip, I want to show you how to launch your Google Assistant. There's two different ways to do this. One, you can hold down on the home button for 1 second. This will launch your Google Assistant, and you can begin to just start speaking the command that you want. For example, set an alarm for 10 a.m. There you go. and then you can go into your alarm app later if you want to make a change to that. You can also hold down on the power sleep button as well, and this will also launch the assistant. So you have two different ways to do this, and then you can just begin to speak. Now you also have the Gemini Assistant as well, which is a new Google Assistant, and you can try this out by simply tapping on Try Now. The cool thing about the Gemini Assistant, it's a more advanced version of Google Assistant. So with the Gemini Assistant, you can actually ask it more elaborate things. So right here, it's telling you get help by learning in new ways, planning events, writing, thank you notes, and more. So let's hit Try Now. And here it will show you all the different things that are built in with the Gemini Assistant. Again, this is a little bit more advanced than Google Assistant, and you can test it out. It'll show you a few of the different things you can do. For example, you can ask Google Assistant to write an email. Maybe you're the coach of your kid's soccer team. You can say, write an email telling the parents that we have practices on Mondays and Thursdays, and let them know that everyone needs to bring $100 for their dues. You can put that into your Gemini Assistant, and it'll write it into a clean, well-crafted email that you can copy and paste and send out. That's just one example. You can do all kind of other cool things just by playing around with it. You will need to hit the switch button, and this will switch you over from Google Assistant to the Gemini Assistant. And same thing, holding the home button or holding down the power button will take you to that assistant. And today I want to show you how to take a screenshot and print on your Moto Edge 2024. So let's start with a screenshot. And this is super easy. Motorola has just made it so easy to do this. So I'm going to open up just a regular Gmail. I'm just going to go into any email, and let's say I want to take a screenshot of what I see on screen right here. I'm going to tap on the recent apps button in the bottom right corner and tap on this button here to take a screenshot. This will snag a picture of the screen, and then it will give you some controls here you can use to then edit down the screenshot. So I can drag from the corners where these little L's are, and I could crop it down just like that. I can also access a pen to write on the screen or a highlighter to highlight certain things. I can also add text if I want with this button here. And then I can just move it around. And when you're all done, you can either say, you know what, I don't need this, hit the X to delete it. I can hit the check to save it to the gallery and the storage of the phone. Or I can hit the share button here to basically share it out via text message, email, or any other apps that are on the phone. So those are the main options you have. I'm going to hit the checkbox here to just save it. Now there is another way to take a screenshot as well. You can also hold down on the power and the volume down button for 1 second. This will also trigger a screenshot. Let me just show you what it looks like. So volume down and power, hold, let it go. There's our screenshot that we can tap on and do the same thing to edit. Okay, and the third way to take a screenshot is by using a gesture. So let's say I'm on this screen here. You take 3 fingers and you just hold down the screen for 1 second, and that'll also take a screenshot. Let me try it one more time. 3 fingers, just press for 1 second on the screen, and that will trigger a screenshot as well, okay? So those are the 3 different ways to take a screenshot. Let's talk about now, how would you print that screenshot if you wanted to print out that picture? Well, we're going to swipe up and go to the Google Photos app. Find the Google folder. Go to Google Photos. It'll just say Photos. Go to Collections. And here, it's going to have a folder for screenshots. Tap on Screenshots. And let's print this first one that we took. Now we're going to go to the upper right corner and tap on these 3 dots here. And you'll see a print button as you swipe over. Tap on print. You're going to tap on select a printer. And my printer shows up right here. Now, if your printer doesn't show up right away, no problem. You can hit all printers. Make sure your printer is on. And make sure you're on the same Wi-Fi network as your printer, and it should show up after a few seconds. I'm going to select my Epson printer. I'll also link it on screen right here in case you guys are in the market for a easy wireless printer. I'll link it right there so you guys can take a look at it. I'm going to hit that print button, press OK, And that's it. It's going to take that, it's going to send it right to the printer, and we're good to go. So that's how you print a picture. Now, next I want to show you how to print a web page. We're going to go to Google Chrome, and let's go to Amazon. Let's say there's something on Amazon you want to print, or maybe you just want to print this home screen here. You're going to go to the upper right corner, tap on the three dots, and you'll want to go down to Share right here. And from there, you'll see a print button right here. Hit print. Your printer should automatically populate the next time you print, just like this. Now, I just want to show you when you print, there's a drop-down arrow here where you can make changes. So if you want to change the number of copies, you can do that here. You can switch. You can also switch from black and white and color here. You can do a two-sided print. You can make all those modifications here before pressing this button to print it. Now, the very last thing, I want to show you how to print an email. So let's go to our Gmail app. We're just going to open an email. Let's print this email here, upper right corner, three dots, and you'll see that print button right there to take you to the same menu. And that's it. In this video, I want to show you what to do if your Moto Edge screen freezes or the touchscreen is not working properly. This is a little trick to help force restart the phone. Let me show you how to do it. You're going to hold down on the power and the volume up button until the screen goes black, just like this. Power, volume up. We're going to hold on 3. 1, 2, 3, hold. You'll see this pop up on the screen. Continue to hold the buttons until the screen goes off. It usually doesn't take no more than, oh, there you go. Usually takes less than 10 seconds. So there we go. So this is going to force your phone to just shut down and turn back on. You don't have to worry about losing data or anything. It's not going to erase anything off the phone. It's just going to power it off, turn it back on again. And usually if your touchscreen is glitching or if it's frozen, this will help fix the issue. Now, if your touchscreen is damaged, if it's cracked, this is not going to fix that. That would mean that you probably have a hardware issue. If you have a hardware issue, that means you should take your phone into your local service and repair center for cell phones and see about getting your screen replaced. All right. How to factory reset your Moto Edge. This is going to erase all the data off the phone and set it up like a brand new smartphone. Okay. Follow me. Let's start with swiping down from the top of the screen. Swipe down again and tap on your settings wheel right in the corner. We're going to swipe up and we're going to go to passwords and accounts. And from here, tap on your Google account or your Gmail account and just remove it. If you have multiple Google accounts, remove every single one. The reason you have to do this is because when you factory reset the phone, if there's still a Google account on the phone, it won't allow you to sign back into the phone without that password. So if you're selling the phone or you're turning it into T-Mobile or whatever, you got to do this step first before you factory reset. Okay, let's take one step back here. We're now going to swipe up all the way to System. And from here, go to Reset Options. And you'll go down to Erase All Data, Factory Reset. Okay? And here it's going to tell you, make sure you back up all your data first, or you've transferred any data that you didn't want on this phone to another phone, because once you hit the Erase All button, there's no way to go back. It is going to take everything off the phone, passwords, pictures, you name it, it's going to erase it and set it up like a brand new phone. So make sure you do all that transfer stuff first. We're now going to hit Erase All Data. It will ask you to enter your PIN first before it does the reset. So make sure you know the PIN. Let's put that in. And that's it. Hit Erase All Data, and it's going to begin to factory reset the phone. Now, this process can take anywhere from 1 minute to about 5 minutes, depending on how much you have on the phone. So don't touch the phone. Just let it power cycle a few times and you'll know the process is finished, because it'll take you right to a screen that'll ask you to select the language and it'll walk you through setup steps. Okay. I hope you guys found this helpful. If it was, bump that like button down below. Here I'll link my playlist with all my other Moto Edge videos. Check that out. You may find some other helpful tips in there. And here I'll link another really helpful video right here. Thanks again for watching, guys. Take care, and as always, have a good one.